Hi, I'm Andrea Schneider, a health and fitness, well, guru, nut, whatever you want to call me. And I'm talking today to my friend Karen, and we're going to talk about something interesting that you don't normally talk about with friends, or maybe you do, poop. Karen, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Karen Langston. I'm a holistic nutritionist as well as a healthy gut advisor, teaching others about how to poop so that they can feel well. So this is one of my favorite subjects in the entire world, so I'm happy to talk about this.
I know it's one of your favorite topics because we've talked about it before. And I wanted to point out, while I'm talking to you, I'm actually at my computer, my home office. I'm sitting on an exercise ball, which is a good alternative. It kind of makes you have to sit up straighter, good for your balance and for your core. And while we're talking, at some point, I'm going to switch and I'm going to do a plank, one of my favorite things to get going and move in. And I know you've been doing them lately. You've been telling me. Tell
Oh,
us.
I'm gonna call you the plank queen. That's what I'm gonna call you. I'm the poop queen. You can be the plank queen.
I think that's great. I think those should be our new names. That might really be good. The plank queen and the poop queen. So
Yeah, absolutely.
why is it so important to go poop, and how often should we be going poop?
You know, that's a great question, and it was really interesting. I was looking at some websites before I came on here, and including this stool chart, and they were saying that normal was 72 hours, and that's not right. We should be pooping we should be pooping about 2 to 3 times a day. And the reason for that is because it's kind of like animals. You ever watched animals poop?
Yeah, well, yeah.
At the zoo, right? Come
Oh,
on,
yeah,
admit
or my backyard. Yeah, dogs.
it. Oh, your backyard, yes, of course. So what do? They eat, and then what do they do?
They usually poop at least several times a day.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we eat, we're supposed to poop. So we should be pooping at least 2 to 3 times a day, and it should be the food that you put in your mouth should be coming out about 12 to 24 hours later. So pooping is really important because we have all of this cellular metabolism going on. We have toxins that are being broken down and taken out of the body. How are they supposed to get out of the body? They come out with our poop. That's where they're supposed to come out. So it's really important that we be pooping.
You know, I didn't really realize that until about 9 years ago when I started doing research for my breast cancer book after having breast cancer. And as a kid, my father, no matter what the ailment, if I would say, "Oh, I've got a headache," he'd say, "Did you have a BM, a bowel movement today?" And I would just laugh and roll my eyes like, "Dad, what does that have to do with anything? You know, I said I had a headache or this ache or whatever." But that was his question for any ailment, and his answer that you needed to go poop for your headache or whatever. And I just thought he was a nut. But once I started researching and realizing there were ways, that we have to detox our body to prevent major illnesses, including cancers, or help decrease your risk, I realized he was right, that is so important. So for many people, including me, I didn't go poop 2, 3 times a day, and I still don't. I know this is getting personal. And some people go every 2 or 3 days, or whatever their schedule might be, or especially kids. So what could we be doing to go poop more often? And I know that's a really technical term we're using, going poop. There's probably better ways to call it, but it works. Everyone knows what going poop is. So what could we be doing to increase our flow of poop and getting the toxins out of our body quicker? And while you're answering that, I'm going to move into plank. So I'm going to reposition, and I'm going to be on the floor. And I want people to know you could do plank any time of day, any place. You could do it at your workplace, especially if you're in an office. Just grab a towel or something for your arms. And you'll see as I'm doing it, I'll start talking, but Karen's going to answer, and I'm going to get repositioned. And start where you are. If you can only do it for 10, 15 seconds or 5 seconds to get up in the proper position, that's okay. And the goal, male or female, is to get to a 2-minute holding of plank in good form. And if you get to that point, you'll know you're in pretty good physical shape. So Karen, start telling us what we can do to go poop more often. And I'm going to get off my ball.
Okay, well, the first thing is your dad was absolutely right. Kudos to your dad. It really is all about pooping. And I can tell you that when my daughter was growing up with me, she would say, "Mom, I've got a stomach ache." And she says, "I'll just go and try and go to the bathroom." So she knew right away that, the stomach ache that she was dealing with probably had to do with the fact that she hadn't gone to the bathroom. So it's really important that we be pooping, like I said. So if we don't poop, what happens is all of the toxins that are in there, and let's just talk about those for a minute. So your liver is detoxifying toxins that we bring into our body through our food, through our drink, that we put on our skin, that we breathe in, and so it has to break those down into a lesser toxic form, and then some will go through the gallbladder and into our stool, and some will go through the kidneys and into our urine. So we want to make sure that we get those toxins out. We also, once we're finished recycling with our cholesterol, cholesterol is also detoxified through the gallbladder, through the bile, and then out through the stool. We also have cellular material that dead cells is probably the best way to explain it. So we have dead cells that need to come out. So if we're allowing our poop to sit in our colon for too long, Andrea, you have to say something so that we can see you.
I know, but I didn't want to interrupt you. Can you see me okay in my phone?
I can see you. Yep, absolutely. It's pretty funny.
I lose track of time because I'm paying attention to you, and that's actually, you'll go back to talking about what you are in a second, but when you do this, I just have a towel under my arms, and I'm up. You don't have to be wearing gym shoes. You could wear a dress like I did the other day, and you'll get warm. You'll start getting warm, but that's okay. And focus on your breathing, or listen to something that'll keep you entertained. Like Karen's conversation is very interesting. So
I wonder how many people are going to have to go poop after this.
I know. So I'm going to keep holding this, and then Karen, keep going back and forth, and then just let me interrupt you now and then, or come over back to me so they can see I'm still holding my plank. And
okay, cool.
With me. So if you're watching, you'll get down and do your plank, and then you could go poop after.
Okay, perfect. So you have all of this material that needs to come out. So think about it. If it's sitting in your stool or in your colon, what's going to happen? So let me just draw you very quickly. Let's see if we can see this. I don't know if we can see this. We'll just see how it goes. Okay, so this is your ascending colon. And I know, let me just try and pull up my little screen there. Hey, get out of the way.
I'll talk about plank again. So make sure your tummy is tucked up and your butt is as flat as you can get it. If you're a girl, you got a little bigger butt than the boys, so it's not going to be like flat down. And that you try to get your elbows underneath your shoulders, and that you're focusing on your breathing. Breathing in and out. And I am getting very warm and sweaty doing this. It is a full body workout. A little bit of cardio in a way because it gets your heart going, and you will get warm. So keep building up. You can do it.
Okay, I got it.
Change positions too. So I'm going to get down from this and let Karen get back to poop.
Okay. Oh my gosh, I have this frog in my throat. Hold on.
Oh.
Okay, so this is your transverse colon. So we're only talking about the large colon here. So this is your transverse colon, meaning it's going up, okay? This is, or sorry, I said transverse. This is your ascending colon, so this is going up. This is your transverse colon, meaning it's going across, and it's actually right across your stomach, if you will, just below your rib cage. And then you have your descending colon, which means going down here. And then, of course, it kind of goes like this. Can you see that? And it goes like this, and then so this is your anus here, this is your sigmoid here, okay? So, and then all in here is your small intestines. So when your material comes through at this point, what's left is undigested material from your food, so your fibrous food. So the video that I have talks about celery. You know when you get those little celery strings? Well, your body can't break those down, so that's going to come through into your colon. You're going to have dead cells in there as well. You're going to have excess cholesterol, and you're going to have some of your toxins come through as well. Now right here, you're also going to have friendly bacteria, and these friendly bacteria are actually going to feed on the undigested fibrous materials, and they're going to ferment them and break them down. Now what's really interesting is during this fermentation process, what happens is you create B12 and vitamin K2. Is that a 2? Vitamin K2. Can you see that?
You're good at writing upside down. Good job.
Thanks. I think backwards too. It must be the Canadian in me. Okay, so that's what happens there. And then your body will decide how much water do I need to add to this mixture? So it will pull water from your body so that it can start to plump up all of the fibrous material. So as it rounds into the ascending or the transverse colon, it actually starts to plump up, okay?
So can
Now
I
we
ask a
wanted,
question, Karen?
yeah,
Along
yeah,
those lines? So I know you and I are big proponents of water. We always
mhm,
have our water bottles, our glass water bottles full, and drinking, at least 3 of these a day.
yeah.
So is that part of, important because that's the plumping up and stuff. So getting the water to kind of flush out the toxins. Is that why we're wanting to drink so much water?
Yeah, well, yes, of course. We are going to flush out those toxins from our kidneys, and we're also going to bring the water into the colon. So when we come up to the transverse, the digested materials and undigested materials in here, they start to plump up, okay? But if we don't bring in enough water into our system, so if we're not drinking half our body weight in ounces each day, then this will become a very dry mass, okay? So then you end up with a very hard, dry mass. So and it will take longer to come up, it's going to take longer to go through here, and it's going to take longer to go through the descending colon, and it will become so dry on this side that's when you have constipation and painful type poops.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But if we're drinking lots of water and we're allowing this to plump up, it's going to come up here to the transverse colon and it's going to be really nice and mushy. So that when it rounds the descending colon, it will actually just start to get nicely, softly hard. It will form really nicely. And then when you hit the sigmoid, it kind of has like a banana loop. So when your poop hits here, if it's perfectly formed, it will actually form the shape of the sigmoid colon and the anus, so that when you release the poo, it should actually look like a little J or like a banana. That is proper.
Yeah.
I know, now we'll never look at a banana the same way,
I
right?
know, I know. Well, we're going to wrap it up here in a minute, but I just wanted to ask, and you and I have a lot more information about poop and drinking water and all kinds of things, so hopefully our viewers will connect with us. But so if we could give our audience, our people who are watching us today, maybe 2 or 3 pointers of what they could be doing in their life right now to help them go poop better and more often, what would those be? Just a couple.
Okay, let me just explain one more thing so that it makes sense, okay?
Okay.
So here's your transverse colon. If you don't have enough water and you don't have enough fiber, this transverse colon actually falls down. It's called a prolapsed bowel, okay? So it's no longer up here, it's down here. So what happens is your stool, your fibrous material tries to come in here, but it takes longer to get through, and so it sits there. The longer that it sits there, it starts to leach all those toxins and into the surrounding tissue. So if you're a guy, what's here? Do you know what's there?
Well, I don't know. What's there? What does Karen say is there? Yeah.
Prostate.
Prostate
Okay.
cancer.
Yeah. And for women, what would be in that area?
Your ovaries and your female parts.
Exactly. So all of those toxins are coming into that area. So the only reason why I wanted to show you this is because I can give all the tips in the world, but if you don't understand why,
right,
you're not going to do them. So
right.
Water is super, super important. Getting at least 8 to 10 servings of vegetables a day, because you want that fibrous material, because the little bacteria, they actually feed on the leftover parts that your body couldn't digest, so that we can make vitamin B12 and vitamin K2, and I think it's B1 as well. We want to make sure that we're getting enough essential fatty acids so we have that lubrication. We want to make sure that we're breathing and chewing, because we want to make sure that our food is being broken down, and so that it triggers the bile, the gallbladder to release bile, because bile coats as well, and so it allows for the stool to become slippery. So those are probably some of the things that you could do right off the bat.
Right, and I totally agree with you. So I'm a big proponent of lots of water. So like Karen mentioned, about half your body weight in water. So if you weigh, say, 160 pounds, you should think about drinking water. And by that, we mean real water. So your diet 7-Up, your Coke, your coffee, your teas, that doesn't count as water. And in fact, some of those dehydrate you more. And then when you have those, you actually have to have more water to replenish, because they're dehydrating you. So real water, half your body weight in ounces. So you weigh
Sorry, Andrea, what do you mean by real water?
Well, so I mean, filtered water in a glass bottle. And so I don't mean like, if you're in a situation where you can't, like I use say a Brita or a home filtration system, or from your refrigerator, the filter system. But I don't necessarily mean from the tap. And I also don't mean buying things at the local store that come in those plastic bottles that are so inexpensive. They're actually leaching chemicals into your water and into your body and releasing more toxins into your body. So I think those could do more harm than good. So real water, filtered water, the best quality that you can afford and you can get. And carry it with you all times. Get a nice bottle that doesn't break so easily. These I got at Costco a couple of years ago. I had another bottle. I carried it in my purse. It broke. It crashed my phone because there was water everywhere. So get one that's sturdy. And then again, fruits and vegetables. It's hard to sometimes eat 8 to 12 servings, but do your best. And if you need to supplement with a fiber product, I could recommend one. Karen could recommend some. And it's just so important to be moving those toxins out of your body. And again, like I said, I never realized how correct my father was until I got breast cancer. And I realized maybe that was one of the reasons I wasn't taking the toxins out of my body efficiently and fast enough. So we're going to leave it at that. Please connect with us. We'd love to see your comments. You can go all the way down on this YouTube video to the bottom and it shows comments. You have to scroll down. Leave us a comment what you think about the video. If you have questions, or connect with us on our websites. They're listed also below, but mine is www.mybestme.us. Again, it's Andrea Schneider. And Karen, how can they connect with you?
Yeah, if you want to learn more about poop and just generally with the digestive tract, go to KarenLangston.com/landing/sign up now. And you'll have the links there, right?
Right. I'll put the links down on the bottom here so they can scroll down. And then Karen and I also have courses, and we both are students in each other's courses, and we're continuously learning from each other and from others. And, we're all a work in progress. So we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to see you in one of our courses, and we want you to be as healthy as you can, and we will connect with you soon. So take care. Love you. Thanks for watching, and we will see you soon. Bye for now.
Bye. Bye.